The Padres, they obviously expected to make the postseason. And not just make the postseason, but they expected to go deep into the postseason. They probably were hoping that they'd get a World Series. And the further that you get in these postseason rounds and you have these home playoff games, that's a lot of money. That's millions of dollars that the San Diego Padres would be receiving for these playoff games that they didn't this year. Millions of dollars that they should have received from their TV partner that they didn't get this year because that company bailed on Padres games in the middle of the season during that Miami series, if you remember that. So you can connect the dots why the Padres needed a loan, but it is concerning. The main thing I think a lot of Padres fans think when they read this is, okay, well, Juan Soto's gone now. There's no way they're bringing him back on an extension. They're not going to give him $500 million in free agency, which I expect that's what he's going to ask for in free agency. Now, will he get it? That's a totally different question, right? But I'm right now, I'm at the point where I don't see the Padres bringing Juan Soto back, and I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I'd be surprised because I think that they should be going all in still for 2024. But I would not be shocked if the Padres traded Juan Soto before the season started, or at least before the trade deadline of this 2024 season. I would not be surprised because I'm sorry, when you read they wanted more than 50 million. They took out a $50 million loan to pay off these costs. You're telling me that they're going to be completely okay with next year's payroll? I know that they're trying to significantly lower it, but they're going to be completely fine. Like, we got to remember, no TV deal. The Padres fans are selling out almost every game. Are they going to have as good of attendance next year, especially at like the beginning of the season? Maybe some fans are like, hey, maybe I don't want to spend the money on these tickets. I just want to wait to see if it's actually worth it to go to as many games, to see if the Padres are actually for real, instead of going to as many games as they did this past season and then being disappointed. Is the attendance going to be as good? I think the attendance is still going to be great. Padres fans are going to show up, but are there going to be as many sellouts as this past season? Less sellouts, less people in the seats, less money coming in, right? The City Connect jerseys and the merchandise, are the sales going to be as great for that stuff as it was? Partnerships and sponsorships. Haven't the Padres already maxed out on sponsorships and partnerships? I mean, who wouldn't want to be a partner with the Padres after going to the NLCS in 2022, going into 2023? I don't know. To me, it seemed like they're at an all-time high with people that are partnering with the team and ads and all that. I'm sure there's small ways that they can add some more ad money coming in and incorporate different things in the broadcast and all that. But they already got the jersey patch sponsor. It just feels like there's a lot of ads around Petco Park on the walls and, on TV, the center field graphic and the pitching mound. I think that's Saquon. Jack in the Box up at the right field foul pole, like the Western Metal, there's ads there. In the off season, they're doing a bunch of concerts and rodeos and the golf stuff, the golf holes that they put in the outfield at Petco Park. Like, it just feels like they're doing a lot already. Like, how much more can they do? So yeah, this is concerning a little bit. I'm not saying that I'm thinking that Peter Seidler is going to have to go sell the team. And if you go ask the Padres, of course, they're going to tell you everything's fine. Everything is not fine. I'm not saying everything is everything's on fire, but I refuse to believe everything is fine. But of course, that's what Eric Grubner is going to say in a statement when he's asked to make one by The Athletic. He says here, the Padres organization continues to have access to all the resources, financial and otherwise, it needs to build a championship caliber team for the fans of San Diego. We established a capital plan for 2023 with our ownership group and lender partners and are operating our business in accordance with that plan. So pretty much like, yeah, the loan was planned. But I'm sorry, like, if I'm operating Major League Baseball team, yeah, props to Peter Seidler and the ownership group for wanting to win, but I don't think I would want my plan to include taking out a $50 million loan. They asked for more than 50, close to 100 is what this article is saying. I don't want that to be part of my plan. To be asking for a almost $100 million loan, getting $50 million at the end of a year to cover costs. Is that really that good of a plan then? Or was it them superstar hunting and then they figured it out, as they went? Oh shoot, we're not making the postseason. Oh shoot, there goes our TV deal, and now we have to ask for a loan. That's what it feels like. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Like no wonder why they're going to try to decrease the payroll a bunch in 2024. No wonder why we're hearing about these MLB debt service regulation rules or whatever it's called. $250 million payroll, third highest in baseball, 3.3 million tickets sold. Like, are they going to get better than that in 2024? At least in the regular season? Like, that's hard for me to imagine. Padres fans showed up. This was the most hyped season in franchise history. They showed up. Is it going to be as good? So now if they make the postseason, they're going to get a lot more money coming in. So they can make up for that. They can actually make more money in 2024 than they do in 23. But as we saw this season, it's not a guarantee that they make the postseason. They're not going to sign $280 million contracts with players. That's not going to happen every offseason. And I think a lot of fans would say that shouldn't have happened this past offseason with Xander. If you wanted to really make a great effort at bringing back Juan Soto, which I don't know if the Padres can do with what is happening here. And Juan Soto already, it's not like it feels, at least to me, it doesn't feel like Juan Soto really wants to come back to this Padres team and would be like Joe Musgrove, I'm saying, right? Where he'd be willing to take a discount to not go to free agency. Feels like Juan Soto is pretty set on going to free agency. He may be interested in coming back, but he's not going to be interested in coming back for $280 million. No, he's coming back for 400 plus. He's probably going to want $500 million. And if the Padres don't offer that to him in an extension, then he's not going to sign the extension. That's how I think that Juan Soto and Scott Boras are going to be thinking. They're going to be willing to bet on themselves in this walk year, and then they'll see what happens. And the Padres, I don't see that they're in a spot right now where they can sit there and offer Juan Soto a $500 million extension. Maybe they'll offer 450. I don't even know if we're going to hear reports that they will offer Juan Soto significantly more than what the Nationals offered. And significantly, I say that because in Juan Soto and Scott Boras's eyes, significantly is not 450. Nats offered 440. Hey, significantly more, $10 million more. 10 million is a lot to us, obviously, but significantly is probably like 480, 500. Really make a big effort to keep Soto. I don't see the Padres being in that spot to do that. And if they want to get under that $200 million number or get around that, an easier way to make that happen is by dealing Juan Soto. So I would not, as I said earlier, I would not be shocked to see Juan Soto get